Oh, yeah. All right. It's the same old crap in the news. Yeah, 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 yeah. Tune into that majority report, 'cause they want Tulsi to lose. And you just can't wait for the election. Someone's gonna make fun of me and say I got a Tulsi erection. I don't appreciate all the jokes and hate, unless it's really funny, man. Because my name is Jimmy Reefer K. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. Jimmy's here. Do not fear. The Jimmy Reefer Cake channel on YouTube is where you're hearing this live. And today, January 15th, 2019, we had yet another of the famous now. These are now becoming famous. Pyro 314. Hey, people tune in just to hear it. And in the moment that it appears. I appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in. And I pay good attention to the chat. It's just me. There's no debate. There's nobody to take my attention away from the wonderful chat. But today we had another example. This is the issue of a 2014, and you can refer to the majority report for the clip of Tulsi Gabbard on a interview, perhaps? Was it a debate or an interview? I forget. I think it was an interview on Indian TV. Of course, torture is a horrible practice that is on my list of nevers. So, Tulsi's, yeah, you know, so a lot of these messages are held for review. I'm going to hit show. I don't know why my, because you said her dad is a God hates fags type Republican. Kept an open mind, he says, though, anyway, she. Pyro says, and she's better than most Democrats is a interesting, exactly, a point to make. Yeah. And the point is that you have to make concessions and balances with everybody. We have so many problems. Like in the larger picture, I think the debate with Dissident Peasant, in my opinion, I said it went, I mean, there was no one-sided thing. There was some things he made a point were good. There's things I said I think were good. And why would this be a simple thing? Why would anyone want to limit the field and take away a possible great talent and someone who is speaking on these issues so well? So it's unfortunate to be so narrow-minded and dense to think that you don't care about the issues that are going to get spoken about. So you're not even listening to the speaking of the person, because that's what actually happens in the presidential race is they speak. The issues get reverberated. So maybe if Tulsi doesn't win, when maybe she won't win the primary, we'll see. But she doesn't win, but she's been saying these things, the kind of things that she says now, not the things you're dragging out. Okay, so on the majority report, I got totally distracted into because I was getting into the general thing. But the specific thing today was a clip where she was on it was like an interview, I believe, on Indian television, and that's 5 years ago, still 2014, and they said, they asked her, hey, what do you feel about the torture problems with America? You know, so let's see, that was in middle of Obama's second term. All right. And that's when she was asked the question. And so she gave an answer that I don't like, but is still not the worst answer. The worst answer is to say that torture is an effective method. But she said, have mixed feelings about it. And she very, stupidly, just people do stupid things sometimes. But maybe she doesn't like, if this is, I'd like to hear her thoughts on this day about it. Like, is Tulsi a person who hears what the other people say and then comes back and says, you know what? Yeah, you got me. You good point. That's allowed to do. I think it's so she said basically, like, she had mixed emotions. She said, of course, like the bad things, but also said this. She said the stupid scenario where if you had a ticking time bomb, how they always say, and yeah, like she said, basically, if there was a chance to prevent, for some reason, she had to outlay that whole stupid scenario that is on like a TV miniseries for that there's a ticking time bomb and this guy knows how to answer. But she said that's why she had mixed emotions and she agreed with the criticisms too. So strangely, like she was trying to probably provide some cover for people in the military in kind of a general sense, and also basically covering her ass for not looking too weak, and maybe even covering ass for Obama, who I don't even know if the torture has ended. Has it? Maybe it hasn't even ended. Somebody on the chat could look that up, or I don't even know how I could probably look that up someday. That'd be something to put in my notes to consider. Has the torture ended under Obama? Because it's pretty funny to talk about it. And then it was funny too, because then it's like they're so proud of themselves when they get this little thing that that they can put on Tulsi. They get so proud of themselves, like these little fucking kid with a piece of candy or a cookie, so happy. And Brooks is like, he goes, none of the other, and I tell you one thing, none of the other no other one in the field has anything like that on torture. And they played the clip of her, and again, I said that she said she had mixed feelings. So I see the round out assault. And another thing they say is that she hates Muslims. Like, she hates Muslims, apparently. Yet I either tweeted or shared. It's like a speech she did recently. I mentioned it in my debate with a dissident peasant, where she's talked about how all religions, all of them, had a positive, basic intent, positive. No one who really reads the religions properly has anything they read out of any religion. She said this straight up. That makes that religion, it's only the radical components of every religion. She said that in a beautiful, beautiful speech. Yeah. Like Pyro's mentioning, it's odd she's super popular among the supposedly farther left. Exactly. Like, isn't it odd that the Jimmy Dore and crew, Kyle Kulinski likes her pretty good, and a bunch of I could go on and on. uh like her quite a bit. Isn't that interesting? Because of the fucking, she's been so, I don't know, she's great on the environment. She's great on legalizing weed. She's great on anti-regime change war. Like she has I think that it's a unique ability. Like the people on the far left are smarter because they realize that you have to get someone with a former military. Like you're never going to get like a anti-war coming out. I think it's harder to win, in my opinion. Not sure about anti-regime. Well, you can just look at her, like it's like almost all she says. Now, and she actually made a bill that was just about called "Don't Arm Terrorists" bill. It's not actually the title, but it is basically the "Don't Arm Terrorists" bill. Yeah, like I think people on the left are so very like focused and actually care that they will give people a break for coming from a conservative family and being like when you say she's a conventional Democrat on defense and foreign policy, that's not correct according to what she's doing. That's what I'm telling you. If you, I mean, I would be like the Joe Rogan man over here, but example of a mainstream podcast interview, you can check that out, or the Jimmy Dore interview with her, or you could just check out like any of her speeches. Like, what does she talk about? I mean, look at one of her, just everything, dude. I don't know. It's so funny. They talk and talk because all they've done is looked at these particular articles, and it's like, oh wow, I bet if you just asked her straight up, and that's why when the election goes on, she can, a lot of these things can be answered and actually spun around to make her look good in other people's eyes and be like, wow, look at you attacking her for, geez. So one thing that I get is like, can't someone change their mind? Isn't that a weird, like, you're always trying to make people change their mind, but when they change their mind, that you got to give them shit for when they thought something else. That's what they do to Tulsi. It's pretty bad. It's dumb. I mean, I don't call people dumb, but I can say that doing certain things is dumb. You can say calling people dumb is dumb. How about that? But try to focus on the actions that are dumb. It's interesting how when they speak about Tulsi, they like to say Tulsi supporters are dumb. Interesting. And this is like coming from Jamie Peck. Jamie Peck is saying Tulsi supporters are dumb. And, no one better to say it than you, Jamie. Well done. You should get a clip of that. And that would be a great sound drop. It really would for my show. Somebody sent me a clip of Jamie Peck saying that Tulsi supporters are dumb. That would be even better than having Brooks, all the shit that he says or that Sammy said. Like, just get me a clip because that shows that it shows how deep it is. Kevin says something more obvious than how tasty this beer is I'm drinking. He says, I don't see it. How Tulsi can be any worse than Hillary Clinton. She's, in fact, Kevin, it's obvious that she went against Hillary Clinton, right? For the reasons that Tulsi said she went against her, which is she's a warlike, oh, Misha Roma, nice of you to join us. And she's saying that it's not the argument she's worse than Hillary. Well, I guess, yeah. A lot of the argument I've been hearing is people who are basically try to they're way overdoing the argument. It's not like they have anybody, unless they're just saying Bernie, and then Tulsi's the number one person who who Tulsi's the number one person who supported Bernie when it mattered. And so anyhow, that kind of covers that. So they're doing something that's bad. It's not the right thing to do. I've been clear about it. And I guess I covered today's major offenses in detail. Let's see, anything else? Oh, yeah. Elizabeth Warren, her husband is the biggest douchebag in the world who ruined her presidency chances in just one swift. It was like punching her in the pussy. He just, you want to have a beer? And she wants to have a beer. She's streaming to the world. No, not, he just doesn't want to have a beer with her on the live stream. That guy is a douche. And there's maybe, I mostly feel bad for her. Yeah. I feel bad for her. He did it to her. I can't imagine that she deserves that. That's not right. That's just, she's having a beer. I don't know, dissident peasant. Thank you for joining. I'm gonna hit show on that. Like I have, I guess, strict controls. Dissident peasant, you make a lot of good points. Your criticism of me, appreciate it, buddy. I have to work on a lot of things, but anyway, guys, that was bad on Elizabeth Warren's end. I just don't know. I want to get me a beer. Hey, honey, would you like to have a beer? I've never I don't know. I've never said no to when, especially on the live stream. He's a bad man, and he should be ashamed of himself. What a douche. So I'm sorry about that, guys, about Liz Warren. And also, I guess I did hear on the Majority Report. I'll segue because I don't know, 15 people are watching. So just might as well give you guys another thought here. Is it was kind of sad that they brought up. I guess she did it. I didn't read it, but I read. It's nice. You don't have to read. You listen to what other people say about what they read. Her op-ed. When you're writing an op-ed, that's the time to really explore the space. You do something. Get a little punch in there. Give it something that moves people's hearts. Give it a little juice, Lizzie. Come on, Liz. But that Liz apparently kind of did a wishy-washy piece of shit thing. Sorry. But anyway, she's better than Trump by a mile, of course. And it's all about beating Trump. And so if that's the case, let's everybody just keep a nice... Is this whole show just Majority Report clapbacks? I don't know. Kind of. But not really. I wouldn't be all these views. Think about it this way. This is the way that I can cover all of the bullshit that's said when and then if you want to take one of my songs and just fucking micro analyze it right down to the core, that'd be great. Sounds good. So this is where I can then say, well, guess what? This is what I really think. People like to hear a song and then, because they don't understand what you meant or what you really were trying to do, they're going to try to say you think something different. You're a bad person. Not only that, of course, you're a bad person because you think that. So my brain is bad. That's what the whole point of what people essentially goes to saying I'm dumb, blah, 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 whatever the fuck they want to say. Now here I am. I can say it in full. And there you are. So you have people saying I'm dumb, okay, including the title. Good luck, everybody. With this kind of attitude, I really think the primary is going to go great for us. I'll say us Democrats, because we really know how to. we really know how to evaluate candidates and welcome everyone and see how they all compete with each other, because we really care about the issues so much. We're not trying to bully people. We're not trying to fucking pick our favorites early and box people out. We're not doing that at all, right? Majority Report. Yep, you got it, fuckos. Let's play a song about what a bunch of fuckos, what a bunch of fucking dinks. I wake up in the morning, shit on Tulsi some more. She supports torture. Come on, shit on Tulsi some more. What else? She used to hate the gays. Yeah, she used to hate the gays. Shit on Tulsi some more. Yeah, shit on Tulsi some more. Do it, baby. What else? She likes drones. Go ahead, educate me. Oh, shit on Tulsi some more. Yeah. Shit on Tulsi some more. What else? She likes Maudie. Yeah, all right. You go on. Shit on Tulsi some more. Shit on her. You don't care. You don't care. But you say you do. Say you do. Say you do. You say you want to beat little Trumpy, but you don't really care. You just want to beat little Tulsi. You can beat little Tulsi, but you can't beat Trumpy. You can beat little Tulsi, but you can't beat Trumpy. You can beat little Tulsi. I don't know. Maybe you can beat up on little Tulsi, but I don't know if that's going to get you anywhere in beating Trumpy. Good luck. And I ain't gonna stop because you ain't shown me shit that makes me want to stop. Have a good night. And for those of you who are supporting, you rock. And for those of you who are joining, you rock too. And I have done it again. I'm Jimmy Reefer Cake. Allthehypocrisy.com's a fucking website. Patreon is a place where you can support me. What do you think? Support me on Patreon. I'm going to keep releasing songs through that venue. And you'll also be privy to the tales of Scrody McReefer Cake. Oh, yeah. It's a tale of a guy who really tried to shake things up in town hall. And you'll see what happened. You listen to that one. So there's lessons to be learned, and there's secret things that only you can learn on the Patreon of Jimmy Reefer Cake. $1 a month gets you all of that. Practical thinking. You know, let's be practical. I appreciate that. There's a lot of negativity, a lot of people just kind of flying around, just flipping around and trying to like get mud on. It's like, wow, this one. And this is funny because it's like the one who, God damn it. It's the one who came out when we all should have come out and against Hillary Clinton and supported Bernie. She did it soon enough. It's sick. It's sick. What madness have you wrought, Majority Report? What madness have you wrought? Have you no decency? Do you not understand strategy? Oh, guys. I don't know. It's going to keep going on and on. And there's never, it's kind of funny. Like, who would question the determination of the need to legalize weed at the federal level? Like, what is all this federal government for? to make weed illegal? No. No. It's not what the government is for. Now, here's another point to make, and that no one gives, like, I try to say this in the beginning of this thing. It got kind of swooped around, but just think, you fucking people, just think. Can't you just see what happens when you have debates? And even if, okay, the issue, Tulsi is stronger on legalizing weed at the federal level at the very least. So she's going to say that in the debate and push people that way. She's also going to say the anti-regime change war. It's going to mix things up, and people are going to have to say something different. They're going to have to say actual answers to questions. Nobody gives a shit about that who wants to stomp her out like she's a piece of shit. But she's not. That's the thing. Like, you know what the majority report does? It's so pathetic, too. And this is, again, it's what they do. They are not pathetic. They're cool. But they do a pathetic thing. And it's mostly Brooks, obviously. Look at this guy. This is my favorite thing. DJ Vomi, you're my favorite one I get when I do this. He goes, I watched Majority Report. Pretty sure they haven't smeared Tulsi Gabbard. Oh, that's good. Maybe not when you were watching, buddy. Because it just reminds me of when I was on Twitter and I tweeted out something that I was upset how Sammy just goes like, Watch Talks for hate groups or something, did this offhanded statement about her, and I tweeted about it, right? You'll love this, DJ Vomi. It's just right in line with what you said. I tweeted about it, and this guy just kept saying, give me the tape. He wanted me to produce like the tape, or else he kept like tweeting that I was a liar. I'm a liar. And for some reason, it really got me upset. I'm just like, I'm like, why would I lie about this? There's no reason I would make up that they were saying something about her. I'm looking out for, like, why would I say that? It wouldn't help her just to pretend that it just makes, first of all, that made no sense. And then the funny too, because did he do rhymes with it too? No way. You're telling me he did a song on the Michael Brooks show with rhymes and a comb? He was combing his hair and doing rhymes. That is bizarre. Yeah. Right. Maybe it's just the word smear. Yeah. So maybe people think it's not a smear to say that you support torture. And it was like Brooks was saying, like, oh, none of the other people in the field are even, Ah, yes, of course. The show is the ultimate perfection in your mind, 2020 Adam. It's just like it's like the Bible. Every word that is printed out of the show is almost like it was printed on the pages of the Bible for you. Isn't that right? Okay. I guess her record as far as pushing marijuana legalization, that's right. I just reported her record, right? She's ahead of all the other motherfuckers on it. And it kind of matters. So there you go. That wasn't a smear, was it, Misha? Okay, so reporting her record came across as a smear to me, as I was saying earlier, because she said she was conflicted, but they reported as her support of torture. I still think she fucked up, but yeah, it's just smearing. It's a little extra. They put a little extra, and also the contempt and the bullshit and the you're dumb, the dumb, like Jamie Peck. Remember I said earlier in this segment today that, boy, that would be a great sound drop. Just getting Jamie Peck saying that Tulsi supporters are dumb. Yes, that's smearing, everybody. That's what you call smearing. Woohoo! It's not really a contest here anyway, guys. We know what's going on. We're getting a problem with cohesion here, and we're getting some people are really hateful towards me. So hateful towards anyone who would support Tulsi. That's pretty funny to me. That's just funny. You guys at the Majority Report, you all, I don't even trust that a lot of people, a lot of you guys are real. You know, like you could be easily just paid to fucking just harass or create discord. Like half of you are real, half of you aren't. Easily, you know? There's no doubt that people are in the way that shit's going down. Who's being hateful? You. Well, I muted most of them, Misha, luckily. But yeah, there's plenty of them. It's just silly. And even again, I'll go back to Jamie Peck saying that Tulsi supporters are dumb. I think that's hateful. Okay, pure. She's got pure hate. Misha, you have been very respectable. All of your comments, not hateful at all. I don't mute anybody. And so that's why the hate disappears, but the hate, I have the memory of it. And then what happens is I don't know how they get through, but it's pretty wild. Yes, she fucked up. Tulsi Gabbard is fucked up on many things. Let's talk about some other former presidents. George W. Bush. How about his fuck ups with like cocaine, and drunk driving, and then not even showing up to his military service. Look at this, man. Gabbard is a solid individual. You're fucking crazy to think she's like a real horrible person or whatever. It's just kind of over the top. I think there's this one Jacobin article that has actually lies in it too. Definitely exaggerations. So the people who are against her, if you want to know like why they're against her, let's see. Why? Geez. Wonder why they're against Tulsi Gabbard. I guess we'll have to wait for another day to figure it out, everybody. Thanks for joining. That'll be my next segment. I'll explain why. I love you for hanging out, people. Thank you. And have a very nice night. Safe, happy, and healthy night. Peace.